Today's episode of The Walk Show is brought to you in part by Jam Spots. Established in 1989, that's over 30 years, Jam Spots has provided safe and accessible spaces for musicians to create and collaborate. They have hourly, weekly, and monthly rentals to suit your needs. And here's the thing, these rooms rent out at artist-friendly rates. Cause let's face it, we can't all be John Bon Jovi. The best part about Jam Spots is its rich history in the Guelph music scene. It truly is a big part of the local scene and even has a music community within itself. And I should know, almost every band I've ever been a part of has had a room with Jam Spots. That's a ton of rehearsals, photo shoots, and even a music video we shot there with A Rise and Ruin. If you're looking for a space within our music community, check out jamspots.com. That's JAMSPOTS.com. Jam Spots. Make some noise! Welcome to The Walk Show, podcasting on all major platforms. Thank you for listening. You can also support the show on Facebook and Instagram. So admittedly, I'm still a little groggy from a gig last night with Apricity. We played the Supermarket in Toronto as part of Music City North's 10 Shows in 10 Days event. Big shout out to Jeannie and everyone involved with Music City North. The venue staff, the other bands, Alesmont and Cannonball Tree, and everyone that came out. I've definitely been making up for lost time since things opened up, and I hope you are too, doing whatever it is that makes you the happiest version of yourself. I reached out to you on Facebook and Instagram to ask you what your favorite music venue is, and here's what you had to say.
Now it's time to check that mail. I'm gonna check that mail good. Yeah, check that mail.
From Alex Johnston. Hey, brother. Alex says, maybe a bit biased, but London Music Hall is next level these days. Miss the days of Call the Office, though. And man, is Call the Office done? That would be a damn shame. Anyway, I hope you're keeping well, dude. From Tyler Klompenhauer, what's up, dude? Tyler says, Onyx. And yeah, it's hard to argue that, buddy. From Adam Shaw of the Strother Martins, hey, bro. Adam says, the Moonshine Cafe, of course. And it just so happens that the Strother Martins are playing the Moonshine Cafe on Saturday, November 19th, with yours truly on drums. If I were to declare a favorite venue, I feel like I'd contradict myself in the very next episode of the show. So, off the top of my head, and this isn't a venue per se, but I always had the best time at the Pictou Youth Center in Pictou, Nova Scotia. And it was just like a small rec center, but the people were the best. And they loved their heavy music regardless of what was trendy at the time or any of that bullshit. Great people make great venues, what can I say? As always, thank you so much for your participation. If you aren't writing in and you want to get in on the action, when you see an episode question pop up on Facebook and Instagram, leave your answer in the comment section or send your answers to thewalkshow@gmail.com. On that note, let's do today's Double Feature Preacher.
The Double Feature Preacher is brought to you by Cabin Coffee.
Woo, that is a tasty f***ing brew.
And by The Walk Show.
Today's music feature is Neptune, the latest single from Guelph, Ontario's Taking Balfour. Neptune is from their upcoming album, Dawn of Polaris, which drops Friday, October 21st. This track is another shining example of taking Balfour's ability to ride the line between catchy hooks and a heavy metal ethos with surgical precision. Big thanks to Taking Balfour keyboardist Zach Culp for sending me this track. Zach was actually on episode 113 of the podcast, so be sure to check that one out if you missed it. You can support Taking Balfour by checking out takingbalfour.com, and be sure to give them a follow on the socials. Today's Cabin Coffee feature is their San Jose Natural. This is a light roast all the way from El Salvador. The San Jose Natural has notes of blueberry, pomegranate, sage, and rum. And I definitely noticed the blueberry. It's delicious. If you're in the Guelph area today, you should pop in and grab one of their top-notch beverages. Cabin Coffee is located at 1467 Gordon Street in Guelph. Check out what they're up to at www.cabin.coffee. Give them a follow on the socials, and if you want to help out the Walk Show, please let them know that I sent ya.
Stick around to the end of the podcast to hear the full song from today's double feature preacher artist.
There's some great people in that band, and they're doing some very cool things, so yeah, definitely check out Taking Balfour if you haven't. For this episode, I had an in-studio chat with Steve Vargas and Marc Bourgon of Greber. And I got a lot of love for these dudes. As musicians and as people, we go way back. They've both been on the show individually, but I haven't had them in both at the same time, so this one was a ton of fun. You could even call it a real hoot. And I hope you dig it. So let's get into it. And we are rolling here today with Marc and Steve of the Mighty Greber. And I've had each of you on the show before, but never had both of you on at the same time. So fuck yeah, boys.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped that we could both do it.
Yeah, fucking A. Thanks for having us.
Dude, my pleasure. Cheers.
It's
Cheers.
double the silliness.
Kaboosh.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, congrats on this thing still going. It's been, what, 5 years? No more?
It's going on 5 years.
Hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's sort of coming back around to where it started, man, because, like, to anyone out there in listener land that doesn't know, and if you listen to the show, you probably know because I do yammer on a lot about it, but Vargs pointed me in the direction of podcasting to begin with when I was on your show.
Yeah, dude, yeah. You were like, I think my 6th episode or 5th or something way back. And like, yeah, you know, a lot of people start things and like, I think myself included, and don't really continue them for as long as this, like something like this. It takes a lot of work to do a podcast. Like I know firsthand.
It takes a ton of work.
Yeah, but fucking A, it's what episode is this?
So this will be 120.
Oh man,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah, man. And like once every 2 weeks. So, I mean, I know you did once a week, and I remember talking to you so many times about like, you know, just like, fuck, man, you know, like
Too much.
I need a guest, like somebody bailed and, you know, whatever.
Bergs was like always my backup, like, hey man, what are you doing? You and Muskie. I think you guys are my like top 2.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so awesome. And check out the Hibzine. I mean, to anyone out there in listener land that has not heard Take Her Wide, like the archive's still around, right?
I don't know, actually. They might be some on YouTube or I don't know.
Well, that's right.
MySpace.
Because you did YouTube. It was like, you know, kind of a slideshow of the logo and,
Yeah.
you know, the different sponsors and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think they're out there somewhere. It's. I just think of like, I wonder if my kid will ever listen to these, you know, and what value they might be to him or whatever. But yeah, it was a cool thing. But
What do you think he would? So you'd be cool if he did listen to
No,
them? Because
for
I know,
sure.
you know, you'd let the expletives fly and
yeah, yeah. I think so. It'd be a version of him. Like we've talked about this, like different selves everybody kind of has, and like I'm Steve the drum guy. I'm Steve Marc's friend. I'm Steve, you know, my wife's husband. But then there's that I'm Steve the podcast guy that he's not privy to, but he could be if he wanted to.
Well, do you think it's something you'd ever pick up again, or is it sort of happily in the rear view?
I don't think I have time. Yeah. It was a good run.
It was a fucking good run, man. I mean, like, how many years did you do it? Because I feel like you were going forever,
About the same as you. I think 6, maybe.
but every week.
Yeah, I almost hit 300 episodes. So whatever that is, do the math on that. 52 weeks in a year. A bunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Berg's had a podcast too for a bit.
I
too.
know.
I did.
Yeah. How many episodes did you do? 7, 10?
Half. One half.
What?
One
A
half
quarter
of an
of an episode.
I think I did like 4 or something.
His first one, it was cool. Like, you had Baloo on. I think that was pretty sick. Like
Yeah.
Kurt Baloo.
Yeah. No, it was fun, but I just organically ran out of people that I wanted to ask nerdy songwriting questions to.
Yeah.
Where do those exist?
I don't think they do.
No.
Yeah, I did some weird back route thing where I had them on like SoundCloud or something. Yeah, I don't think they're up anymore. I think one is up somewhere, but yeah, no, it was fun, but yeah, it's a lot of work. I don't know how the fuck you guys do it. Like, my hat's off to you.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And it's cool. It looks great, man. It's cool. Like the mics and the table and like, yeah, this is sick, dude.
This is a wicked vibe in here for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Cheers, man. I don't know. Whether I continue to do it or not, like, I just wanted to have a room because I pretty much work here too. Like, I've been working from home since the pandemic.
Oh, shit,
way.
really?
And so, yeah, like, I figure if I'm going to be stuck in a room for at least 8 hours a day, like, I just want to surround it, fill it with gear and,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know, tour passes and shit. Like, it's
Yeah.
good memories, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. But I don't know. The thing I like, and probably the reason I keep doing the walk show is, it's kind of like a solo project. Like, you're obviously collaborating with guests, but, you know, I can kind of control the flow in terms of, like, how I direct the show without having to bounce it off anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I found, like, you know, writing music, particularly, in Wakeless, that was the main band that I did write music. Like,
You did everything, right? Like you
well,
wrote
I
mostly
mean,
everything?
it was pretty much Greg and I doing all the creative stuff, and you know, we had a bit of a revolving door. But sometimes you'd have somebody that just wasn't into what you were doing, and that would frustrate you because you really liked what you were doing. Otherwise, you wouldn't have spent the time doing it. You know?
Yeah.
Like both of you guys, like, because Bergs does the canceled stuff, which is all like, I'm a drummer and I don't write riffs, so the idea of putting a whole song together or a whole album is like a mountain that I've never climbed. I don't know. I'm sure both of you guys like could riff forever about what it's like to write a solo album.
Well, I haven't done an album yet. I have 2 songs done with the solo project. One is out. The other one is in the works. But I mean, canceled fucking rules.
Thanks, man.
Dude, it's like, oh man, it scratches that itch of just like, I don't know, like Canute and like Jesus or Jesu. I don't know how you pronounce that, but you know the band I'm talking about.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Plus your own thing, you know what I mean? When I say scratches that itch, I don't mean like sounds like them necessarily, but it just gives me that vibe of like, you know, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you have more stuff? Like canceled stuff?
Well, I have that album that you and I were working on. That's like, I'm just trying to finish one thing at a time these days. Like, it's not fun having.
Well, how many bands are you in now?
Too many. Not too many, but
lot.
I'm in enough that
More than one.
I'm not like thirsty to like.
Fuck that. No, you're only in Greber. That's it.
I'm not like, I can't wait to go home and just like drive myself crazy with music. I just get to drive myself crazy with music with other people, which is nice.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do it.
Yeah.
It's fucking, I can swear, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like just the amount of time I've spent with this guy and played. It's insane, dude. Like it's a relationship that is a unique, deep, like one of a kind thing. Like I got, you know, my wife's relationship, my son's relationship, but the creative thing to do with someone this long, it's been shit, like 18 years of playing music with Bergs.
Wow.
Close to that, yeah.
And like consistently, like we, you know, it's the fact that this album exists, and I always say this, and I need to say it, but it's like, man, so much of Marc shouldered this thing, made it be a real thing. Like I I helped. Obviously, I put my stink on it. But this album only exists because Bergs was pushing this up a mountain, up a hill. And it's the best shit we've ever done. It sounds amazing. I can still listen to it and be a fan of it. And I'm just really lucky and blessed to have Bergs and to make music with Bergs and to be sitting here at this age in our life talking about a new record. It's fucking very cool. I'm real lucky.
Dude, there's so much of that I want to focus in on. First of all, 18 years?
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts,
04
man.
we met.
Yep.
Was your first show with Tugnut? I think
Yes.
we played
Yeah,
it, did we
yeah,
not?
with Pure Blank.
Yeah, dude.
And that like blew my mind.
Yes. Kipes jumped off your back, didn't he?
No, maybe.
I think I thought he did. I thought there was something where he jumped off your back.
We used to do that, but I don't think it was at the first show.
Mm.
But it was 100% with Pure Blank.
Yeah,
and I was
dude.
like, man, this
it
band.
was like a community center or something in Cambridge.
Yeah.
There are photos too of that show that exist somewhere. I might have them.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was wearing glasses.
I remember I remember grabbing that 3-song demo that you guys had just in the like paper sleeve. I was
Yeah.
like, man, this band is from Guelph. Like they're crazy. Like so good. And then, sorry, I'm gonna embarrass you here. Days Ending with Y, like, man, like start to finish. I still to this day, I'm like, that record is so unbelievably like solid front to back.
Yeah.
Man.
It'd be so dope. Like maybe the metaverse and AI and all the futuristic crazy shit that's coming, if we could just go back and relive or revisit or be a fly on the wall of these moments with the perspective of just time and to watch that show, our
Dude.
young selves and the hunger and the and I feel especially with because it was a new thing, even for me to be in a new city and we're giving it a go and we meet this guy, Marc, and he's giving her shit and man, I'm like hopeful that maybe at some point in my consciousness I can through technology go and go back to that because that was man, the road, just a long road.
Just like a holograph Tugnut.
Yeah,
Holograph PB. I loved playing shows with you guys so much because I feel like we were, we would pump each other up, and I think that we were genuinely deeply into each other's bands.
Yep.
Which is, I don't know. I guess I started saying it. I might as well finish. It's not always the case, right?
No, of
mean,
course not.
Yeah.
There are plenty of people out there in bands that I love, but I don't love their bands, and I'm just being
totally
honest.
fine. There's no way you can like everybody's band. That's impossible.
Exactly, and I'm quite sure there are people out there that are good friends of mine that can't stand what I'm doing. So it's it's all good. You separate the art from the artist, but it is really nice when you totally fucking dig your buddy's band.
Yeah, you guys were sick. It was a time, man. I fucking look back at those times. Just it's a lifetime ago, but god damn it, man, I'm so glad we did it. Fucking rights, I'm glad we did it.
I remember, man, so vividly. We played at Starlight. It was us. I think it was Abaca's CD release. It was you guys, and I forget who else was there. But I remember I just on the fly, I think it was the first song off Days Ending with Y. I was like, man, that breakdown, and it was so good. And Ben was like, hey, do you want to play it?
Oh,
and
yes.
I was like, what? Yes, for sure. It was like, I still remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
I was on cloud 9, man. I'll never ever forget that. That was I don't know, one of the highlights of my life.
I remember, well, dude, I feel you because I remember playing a show with you guys at the Shadow, and I must have fucking driven you guys crazy yammering on about Grow Downpour Tree because one night you were like, this song's called D-Walk, and you went into it, and I was just like, dude, this is the greatest night of my life.
Oh man, there's they're just saying the Shadow. There's one of our earliest shows was at the Shadow, and it's on YouTube way back. We had a light bulb that Bergs would kick and break at the end of the set.
That was the only time I did that.
Yeah, I think one. Yeah, because that was our second show, I think.
Yeah, because we were both like, man, this is a really douchey thing to do. Look at all this glass everywhere. You just, that was really cool, but
Hey,
you just broke a light fixture in a venue. Like, we didn't bring a broom. Maybe next time we should have done that.
Even just to think back to like the whole Tug Nut thing, and then that, you know, ended, and just restarting. It's a weird place to be in because, like, you know, we know how to, you know, to the best of our ability, how to be in a band, but then starting this whole new thing with just Bergs and I, and yeah, I feel like that part of that was the light bulb. It's like, just let's throw ideas at the wall, and yeah, man, Kelsey's will always hold a special place in my heart because that's where we had dinner after Tug Nut broke up, and that's where we sat down and just were like, let's keep being in a band, just the two of us. I don't remember what I ate that night, but I just remember it was at Kelsey's.
I think you only remember that it was at Kelsey's because that was like so uncharacteristic. Like, we had just come off of eating like meals for like $3 a day, so that was like pretty much going to like Ruth's Chris.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
going to a
Something.
5-star restaurant. Yeah, like
Paying
that's-
more than like $20 for a meal was like, man, we're living like the
I'm pretty
pharaohs.
sure we just put that on our credit cards for sure to
Yeah,
eat at
totally.
Kelsey's.
Yeah,
Fuck, man. Yeah, that's not the $5 per diem
yeah.
tour thing. I mean, Jesus Christ. That's living high on the hog.
As Ben would say, you guys would have like a can of Pringles for dinner
Yeah, dude.
when you guys were like hitting it with a rise.
Yeah,
on tour.
well, we had a $10 a day per diem, and not that the venue would give it to us. I later learned that's actually what a per diem is, but we would allow ourselves $10 a day to eat, but like 6 of it went to Starbucks. So you had $4.
Fuck, man.
It's like, what do we do?
Like, just think of doing that now.
Oh God.
I know.
No,
Like, even sleeping on a floor now, I'm like, I don't want to do that.
No. Well, I just did 6 days in Northern Ontario, so I filled in on drums for a blues band, and we had hotels and stuff, and it was still like rough, man.
Yeah.
As a
Yeah.
40-year-old man, I was like, fuck, this is
I
not
miss my bed.
sustainable.
for sure.
I know. Shout outs to the guys who are still fucking grinding, man.
I know, man.
Ugh.
And like the dudes that are doing it on like buddies' couches and stuff, were like,
I know.
they've
I
toured
know.
the country so much. And I feel like you guys are kind of in that camp too, where you have friends all over the country that would like hook you up with a couch to crash on or like a floor.
For sure. I want to travel with my family, but that I'm like, we could stay on couches, but we could stay at
Yeah.
people's houses, but I don't think my wife's into that. So
Well, I don't blame her, man. It's,
no, I don't blame her either.
Most normal people would not be.
I know. Yeah, no kidding. That's the thing too, is that like that was such a normal. It was just normal life to do that. That you step away from it and you realize like, oh, this isn't what everybody does.
Yeah.
Like, you know, $10 per diems where 4 of it is for your meal. Like, that's not what most people do.
No, but everyone in our world did it.
Yep.
So
Super
for
normal,
us,
yeah.
it was like totally normal.
Like, oh, you got $4 to eat? That's sick.
Yeah.
I had an overly like curious coworker years ago, like really break it down. She was like, well, where are you guys staying? Like, you're going on tour. Like, where are you staying every night? And I was like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
She's like, well, what do you mean you don't know? I was like, well, we kind of just like sort it out when we're at the show. She's like, what the hell are you talking?
I know.
What does that mean? I was like, well, usually I'll be the one to like go out and sort of like ask around and sort out the vibe of like, hey, like, you guys got some floor space? And she's like, you just sleep with strangers every night. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
which objectively is like really, really, really weird.
Yeah, it absolutely is, man. Because, yeah, I was going to say, like, sometimes you have those friends that are completely outside of the circle. You know, maybe people you went to high school with that just have nothing to do with that part of your life. And, yeah, they're like, man, it's so cool, or like, it's so weird, or it's so something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and because I feel like we're so used to it, and, you know, we're sort of conditioned to be modest about what we do. Nobody's going out there, you know, wearing their own fucking track pants, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that you kind of downplay it. But, you know, when you stop and think about it, yeah, it is a pretty fucking weird lifestyle,
I know.
right?
Yeah, with time and distance, you really analyze how it's not crazy, but just how not driven sounds like too big of a word, but just how enthusiastic you were about being in a band, that you would do these sort of uncomfortable things without question, because just you were so stoked, like, to be on tour. Fuck, man.
I'm gonna dig in my heels and say that that is normal. Just to meet someone and be like, "Hey, can I stay at your house?" And then be like, "You know what? Yeah, absolutely. And you're like, yeah, this person seems cool. And you know what? Essentially after that, you kind of have like a friend for life. I'm sure
Absolutely.
there's a weird sort of risk that you take in doing that. But I think that that's like kind of like one of those spice of life type things. And I'm glad. And if I saw anyone that I like stayed with over the years, as I'm sure you guys would too, you'd be like no time had passed at all. I'd be like, oh, hey, what's going on? Like, man, thanks again for breakfast, or thanks again for not making us sleep in a puddle of piss on the side of the road.
The great unifier is that the show. You're playing the show. They're at the show. Like, you're fans of what, we're on kind of both sides, opposite sides of the same coin. Like, oh, music's sick. And then, that's the icebreaker. And even still, though, yeah, I understand how someone would be like, that's still kind of nuts that you just ask a stranger, which that, like, will also allow you to have great stories about, like, oh, we stayed with this dude, and all these crazy stories about, yeah, he loved heavy music, but he had dead cat skulls all over his house or some shit, a dagger in his door, whatever, her door, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree, man. It's there's some magic in that. Yeah.
Totally.
Friendships you make with like-minded people. And even that they'd be willing to be like, yeah, come into I don't know. It's the other way too. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Come stay at my place.
Well, it's kind of crazy, right? Because I mean, I feel like the MO, or like the strategy would be to send out the guy that night that looked the least scary and probably smelt the best, right, of the bunch, which still wasn't good, but
Yeah, the best. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't me, I'll
relatively
tell you
to
that.
the other ones.
And yeah, they would kind of go around fishing for, a couch to crash on. And it is kind of, it's crazy that somebody goes like, yeah, no problem. Especially when you'd go back to some people's houses and it would be like their families. Like they were like,
that was always nuts.
they had like mom and dad at home.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, like, is this cool? Are you sure this is cool? And, 10 times out of 10 for us, it was. Maybe that kid got like in a lot of shit after we left or something. I don't know. But
or like one show we did where the parents had dinner and breakfast, pizza, and they were all about it. It was, yeah. For this could forever just be like a nostalgia dump of like, remember back in the day?
Back in my day.
Look at this photograph.
I used to put labels on my own CDs.
Well, now that we know that everyone under the age of 33 has stopped listening,
Yeah.
we can.
We just freely go on.
Yeah, they tuned out.
They're like, no, I don't want to hear these old fucks.
Hey, listener land, ever heard of any rapper after Post Malone? Yeah, us neither. Welcome to the Walk Show.
Yeah. What do you mean, Tupac died? What are you talking about?
Well, I just want to know who killed him. So you guys have an album drop in September 9th. Can we nerd out a little bit about it? Like the
sure.
recording process? I mean, did you guys go click live off the floor, all that fun stuff?
Yeah. We where did I start?
We recorded during COVID.
Yeah, we recorded the April. We did drums at Boxcar Recording Studio in Hamilton, and we didn't do a click track. Actually, Steve did the most like zany click track ever. That's gonna like, confuse and irritate every drummer listening. We we didn't want to do a click track this time around, so we just like demoed the songs. So we had like a kind of shitty recording of them from the hall.
Like very shitty.
Yeah, it was like 2 microphones. And that's what Steve listened to lay the drums down. He was listening to the recordings. I don't know how you did it, but it was tight as hell. I guess you're used to when you get used to practicing to something, like
that's it. Like,
but you had the demo like with bass, vocals, and your drums on it?
No, I don't think vocals. I don't remember.
No,
there
were no vocals. Just like live us playing them in the hall.
Yeah.
So he was listening to his own drums.
What? See, that's weird to me, man.
I told you.
Was that super weird?
No, that's how I practice. That's how I've always done my stuff. Like if I'm practicing for a set, I'll just listen to like the album or whatever. Or if we have a rough demo, I just try to keep it as familiar to the hall as I can and recreate that hall experience, which is just the headphones and the same, cans, like the noise canceling sort of construction guy things, and
Right.
just like the rough demo, and yeah, just a familiarity thing. Yeah, no click, but it was a studio that I'm familiar with Sean Pearson, who is a friend and I'm comfortable with. And yeah, it was mostly one take drums.
Yeah.
And that's
Wow.
just practicing it and yeah, so that's how I did the drums. It was fucking, and shout outs to Jordan at YC Young Classics. He lent me a brass snare for that recording,
Nice.
which fucking sounds awesome on the record. And yeah, that was April 2020.
Yeah.
We did some space bass too, right? Didn't you?
Oh yeah, I recorded some like ambient sounding bass just to, take advantage of like a big giant room that isn't our tiny little mildew drenched jam hall.
We
But
did
yeah.
a bunch of songs too, like more songs than what are on the album, just to optimize the time in the studio, right?
Awesome. So would those maybe go towards like a split down the road or an EP or something, or are they just scrapped? They didn't make it.
What do we have left? Have we used them all? I
I
think there's one left.
think there's one left.
We did a 4-way split with Cell Press, Spotfly, and Anthesis.
Wow.
A beautiful split. It's fucking. Sean, shout out to Sean Arsenian, Wormzilla. The artwork it's a fantastic, beautiful split we
Yeah,
did.
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, so a couple of those tracks went on there.
Man.
I don't know. I don't know where they all are. I lost track.
I think there's one more.
I think there's one more, yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
good to have something in the chamber, if a situation pops up, you can be on a soundtrack or, whatever, right? A compilation of any kind.
No, it was really smart on Bergs' behalf. And again, like Bergs was like, you booked the studio. I remember you booked it, and we weren't even really ready. It was booked. It was like, this is gonna make us ready. I'm
Yeah.
booking it. So he booked it, and it was like, okay, shit, this is a reality now. Like, I don't even know if all the songs were done at that point.
No, they weren't. It was like 3 months. It was like we could have we have 3 months to like get it as good as it's gonna get in 3 months, and then we're gonna go and record it. And that was good because man, like
Truly.
I don't know about you, like not having a deadline, you'll just work on something forever.
Yeah, well, that's the story of my life, man. I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like that's why the podcast is so much more productive than anything I do musically, because I actually do have a deadline to try to meet, right?
Yeah, every 2 weeks you have to like
Yeah.
yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, or I mean, make up for it. Like right now, I'm in make up for it mode because I guess about a month ago now, I had one of the worst flus I've ever had in my life, and it wasn't COVID.
Damn.
Like as I was testing every day,
Hmm.
but man, that thing kicked my fucking ass, and
Damn.
it just the number of things I had to bail on, just like in a week, it's crazy, man.
That sucks, dude.
But anyway, yeah. So now I'm sort of I put out an episode last weekend. I'll put out another one this weekend, which
when does this one come out?
so this Sunday.
This Sunday? Cool, perfect.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Because yeah, this thing's coming out ASAP. And then where did you do the bass? Like,
I did it all at just at our jam hall. Just did it all carved out like 4 days just so I could like kind of do it at my leisure. It was a bit of a process to like get the like tones. I sent a bunch to our good friend Scott Miller. I was like, "Hey, does this sound like shit?" And he's like, "Yes." do more of the other mic. And I sent some to Kurt, and he was like, "These sound great." And I was like, "That's not helping." I was like, "Yeah, it's great. It sounds good." No, he had like a bit of feedback, but then yeah, just recorded it, and then after that we did vocals separately because it was like the height of COVID.
That's right. Oh, shit, yeah.
And I remember buying like an SM7 because it was like, I don't know if like, it was right at that point where no one knew anything. And I was like, I don't know if they're going to like be renting microphones. So I think I just have to like buy one now. And I remember I had like some sanitizing wipes by the microphone.
Yeah.
Because I was like, just come in, do your vocals, and then
Yeah.
wipe the mic down.
I'd
and then,
show up, to the hall by myself, and Bergs had it all set up for me. And I just had to go and like basically just on my own record the vocals, which was helpful for me. And I'm really like happy with how my vocals turned out. Just, I don't know, just easier to work on your own. And he had it set up really
Yeah.
easy. And yeah.
I think it's so much better as a vocalist to if you can record your own vocals,
Yeah.
I think that's the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, man. Like, do you ever feel like, you're on the clock and you just got to kind of shit something out and it's not your best, but fuck, you don't want to waste anyone else's time. And
Yeah, the Killenheart and Psalms, I'm not really happy with my vocals on that one, but I don't know. I just didn't do it right, and I listen back and I just hate how my vocals sound. But I'm really pumped on how my vocals turned out here. It just all worked out, like, let's book it. Boom, boom, boom. And Bergs, again, like, did a lot of the work to make it a reality. And it fucking crushes, man. This record sounds enormous. It's
Dude.
great. It's the best capture of what we are, because it's drums and bass. And, forever Bergs has been figuring out, it's tough without a guitar. Like, you could speak on that. Like,
It sucks.
But I mean, it's crazy how much of the soundscape you guys fill as a two-piece. Like, your fucking bass tone is insane.
It's great, man. It's cool.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
like, do you differentiate bass tone for Greber versus like other projects, like to make it more of a lead instrument?
Kind of, yeah. I don't know. It's just been like a 16-year
Yeah.
dress that I've been pulling and hemming and cutting and sewing.
Is there a pedal you have over those 16 years that you've used throughout? Is there like an
100%.
anchor to this?
Oh yeah, the Boss ODB3. Come at me with any other bass overdrive. it will level, and it's like the most stock, like, shitty. It's not shitty because it's like, I don't know, what more do you want? That's pretty much just been the constant over the evolution of.
I can't imagine trying to fill the sound and even to take the leap from like a 3-piece band with a guitar player who's loud and very up front, like Kipes definitely had his own sound and stuff. And yeah, and like live, I've always been happy with how we sound live. It's just always been difficult to get that translated onto record, right?
Well, I mean, miraculously, like, you guys do that, because it does sound super live. Like, it sounds like a souped up version of seeing you guys live, or like seeing you guys live at a venue with incredible sound.
Thanks, man.
I mean, like, I've heard the first single that you guys released, and granted, it was on my laptop, but I know those speakers well enough to know, comparatively what's good and what's not.
It's been fun for me to listen to it on all headphones, record at home, a Bluetooth speaker. Fuck, my van is just something I've listened to music through a lot.
Yeah.
So when I put it in the van, crank it. Fuck, man, it's
Dude,
cool because it's like, this is us. Like, I get those moments of like, oh, this is my band. That's me. That's Bergs. Like, fuck, I'm super pumped that it exists and that it's coming out, and that it's like, it's everything about the artwork. We had a friend, the Chew Youth and Rust, who did the layout. Everything about it, man. The variants of the vinyl, everything about this is top notch. Buy the record
for us, relatively speaking.
It's the best record ever made.
I knew
in life.
Hibbs wasn't going to let that fly.
No. Relatively speaking, it's the best we could do.
It will win Grammys.
Oh, fuck, I love it, man.
It's great. Please buy it.
All right. Actually, on that note, I should show some love to the sponsors that help me keep the lights
baby.
on.
I love
Speaking
it.
of buying stuff and spending money and such.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Right after this. Today's episode of The Walk Show is brought to you in part by musicvids.ca. Owned and operated by friend of the show and one of the most talented dudes I know, Mr. Matt Connell. Matt has been providing audiovisual services to artists and musicians for years. He's shot music videos for a ton of artists, including Danielle Todd, Enter the Haggis, Patrick Ballantine, and his brilliantly talented wife, Amber McLean. If you're an Amber fan like I am, you might notice her track Run Rabbit in the background. This track is from her album Me, which was recorded and co-produced by, you guessed it, Matt Connell. Check out musicvids.ca to see what they're all about, and be sure to give them a follow on the socials. Oh, and let them know The Walk Show sent you to receive a 15% discount.
Should I make about you needing space? More look like you are hiding face. face in that hole.
And we're back. And I kind of want to pick up where we left off because it's just one of those vibes, man. I love it. It's the anti-breakfast television episode of the Walk Show. But just that feeling of putting something out, it's about to come out, you're super stoked about it. Because at this point, and anyone out there in listener land that hasn't, put out an album, like at this point, you've listened to it a million times just to look for like mixing critiques or, maybe, you fucking put a bass drum somewhere you didn't want it or something like that. But you're listening to it and you're stoked. That's got to be like top 5 best feelings on the planet, right?
Oh, it's great. Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a long time since it's been done, though. Like, it spent 13 months in the vinyl pressing phase. So that much time is good because then when you listen to it, you're not like all of those hours of mixing and critiquing for performance and whatnot are long behind you. So that's nice. Yeah, I know what you mean. There was a time, though, like in the vicinity of when we were recording it, where I was like, turn this shit off. Like I can't fucking listen to this thing one more time. Yeah, it's good enough. Done.
Yeah. Yeah, the space of time and COVID, as unfortunate as it was, did kind of put a freshness to it for sure. Where, and even the time in getting it pressed, like it had time to not breathe, but had time to just kind of disappear, in my brain of like it being at the forefront of it or whatever. So you could come back, like even to have the record and the CD, and even once we got the masters and stuff, you could revisit it with super, super fresh ears. And yeah, it's just it's fucking sick, dude. It's cool that it's out.
Dude,
it's not out yet. Oh yeah, no, it's not out yet.
Not yet. That's right.
Let's see, and I'm just stepping in the time machine here.
It's
It comes
up
out
for
on the
pre-order.
9th, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this airs on the 4th.
Cool. Yeah. So
so
in
it's
5 days it'll be out.
Yeah, almost out. And you guys have released some of it, right? Just as a teaser.
Yeah. Three tracks are out.
Yep.
I made an Instagram post where I'm like, what did I put? The 3rd single's out or something, and it was the second one. Oh gosh, shit.
Oh, I was livid. As you can tell.
He almost quit the band.
I was like, actually when I read that, I was like, what other song did we put out?
The secret track that doesn't exist to anyone but me, I guess.
You can only hear it if you have your secret Greber decoder ring.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And it's a skit. That's my only regret. There weren't more skits on this record. Yeah.
Just like a Jerky Boys concept album.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, it's cool too. There's been a couple of there's another video coming eventually.
Yeah.
But Torin, what's his last name?
Langin.
Did a treatment, or he directed Into Silence, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and dude, the video is trippy and really cool, and like helps with the aesthetic, and yeah, it's we're working with Asher from Asher Media, the PR, and he's always been a trustworthy, good guy to work with, and he's doing his work, and yeah, so 3 singles are out with I don't know when's the other video come out. I have a timeline. I
don't know. I think it comes out after the record.
Yeah, it would make sense.
That's how fucking professional we are. We don't even know what the fuck is going on.
We're too big to know our own
we
shit.
have people that do that for us.
Well, that's why you work with a PR firm, man. They handle that shit.
I'll have to reach out to our social media guy.
Yeah.
I do feel like a dumbass, though, when I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, I feel like a dumbass.
It'll come out when it's out. Someday.
Well, it's almost kind of silly to get in to ask those kinds of questions insofar as like it's kind of like when your friends ask you what time you're on and you're like, It doesn't matter. Just come out to the fucking venue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just follow Greber on the socials, and all will be revealed in time.
Yeah, yeah. And truly, you know, those who are interested, they're doing the work. They're keeping their eyes and ears open. Yeah, we worked we worked with David for a little bit.
Yeah, there's this guy named David Schellenberg who plays in this band called Tunic, and he does like digital marketing type stuff. So we worked with him for a couple months, and it's such a weird world of like advertising via Facebook and targeting which type of person is gonna like do the one thing that you want them to do. But so we'll see how it pans out. It's been an interesting time and experience working with him. He was awesome. I just, you never know. You never know, like, is this doing anything?
I know.
You know?
And even
Is
it's
it-
hard to
is
gauge
anybody out
by
there?
interactions, like likes and shares and this and that. And truly, like, the shows we're doing should sell a bunch of records, just because that's like the most organic way. You perform, and then people dig it, and then they buy your shit, right? And like, hopefully they buy the record and like not a shirt. It's like, no, buy the record. You know, the shirts will be around forever. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, I want one of each.
get
Me,
both.
my own self. I will be coming with a wad of cash, and I don't drink anymore, so it's
We got
some bands are going to be very happy. That's,
Greber joggers just for you.
Nice.
One set.
did they say juicy on the butt?
They do.
Oh, cool. All right.
They definitely don't have Greber written on it with Sharpie. one of one.
Look out, ladies.
Yeah, but we worked with like 5 different labels for this too. So there's No Funeral in Cambridge, Ancient Temple out east, which is our buddy Scott Miller. Hibernation release, Hibernation.
Yeah, Hibernation
Release in the States, and then a couple labels in Europe, 7 Degrees
Yeah, they're in Germany.
and Fresh Outbreak.
Yep.
And those from Germany too, right?
No, Fresh Outbreaks from Italy.
Okay. So, sounds great, looks great, got PR, got labels on it, doing everything we can minus like a fucking 2-month long tour. Bergs has been doing a shit ton of interviews, and to come here and do this is great too. And hopefully, hopefully, it's a really good record. I really know and believe that it is. So I just hope people check it out. I know there's so much music out there that it's hard to get people to check your band out when there's 8 billion bands doing something.
It's hard too coming off of a pandemic, because I feel like that was a big perspective shift for me personally. When you're like, seriously, like, who really gives a shit about music? There's like people dying, and like people. It just seemed so. It seemed like such a bourgeois thing to be like, by the way, we've got like, if this were anyone who released an album during the pandemic, like, hats off to you, because it's hard to be like, well, we're like a little teeny tiny bit important, so listen to it. It'd be like, man, nobody really is in that sort of like creative sphere. At least that's how I felt. Maybe I'm projecting, but
Or it's the other way where people, like, that's the thing I think with shows is that without them now, and I'm sure it'll go away, but people appreciate a show, the actual work that goes into it, and just, it's a real special thing, like, you take that away and then it's like, oh wow, I missed those things that were so normal. And
Yeah.
it's either or.
That's been my experience since, post closures and stuff like that, is like, people are hungry for music. And, I completely understand your argument. We, in a sense, we're all kind of a grain of sand on a fucking beach. But, also don't underestimate, like, the power music can have on somebody who's in a fucking rough spot too, right? Like,
it might be time put in too, right? Like, just, we've done records, we've done it, we kind of know what to expect, and it's still special to me. But I'm also super realistic in that, like, there's a lot of stuff going on, and not everyone's gonna have a chance to listen to this record, but it still might be exactly what you're saying, like what someone needs, or just the fact that, like, to get all artsy fartsy, like it's art. It's something that didn't have to exist, but through a bunch of steps, it does exist. And you hope people appreciate that, right? And if they don't, it is really like, hey, whatever. Like, I am proud of it. I'm glad we did it.
I do agree with you though, because I need that.
Oh, I do too.
I need that, you know, if they were like, because objectively, like, yeah, music isn't all that important on the grand scheme of things, but at the same time, like, subjectively, it's like the most important thing ever.
Yeah,
totally.
It's like the only sort of like, it's the last, like, you know, 5% of the beauty of life that you really have to, like, take the time to sink your teeth into and pay attention to, because, like, you only have so much of that. And yeah, I don't know. It's just, I'm not saying no music is important at all, but I'm definitely taking a lot away from the, like, pandemic thing, when it's like there's a preciousness that I feel like needs to go away, and a realization that needs to happen where people are just like, this is just something that's supposed to, like, you're just ringing a bell into the ether and hoping that somebody else feels its vibration.
I heard this thing today about how music and art is just it's a way, it's this magic thing that connects people. It's this connection with humans, or, you know, whatever we are. This way to connect with people. It's a connection. It's this, like, real sort of, like, it's not a physical thing, whatever it is, but, like, it's like people who listen are in our heads, and people that appreciate it, like, I don't know. It's this. It's bigger than us. If you really want to get super deep on it, like, it's a thing that people participate in to feel connectivity.
Absolutely.
Which is like super powerful, man. It's like, it's really we all do these for different reasons, but it's nice to do it to not feel alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, man. I think that's sort of an interesting thing that makes up, like, you two as individuals, but also Greber. Like, it's your DNA, where you have this sort of juxtaposition. And I'm going to pump your tires for a second here, and I know Hibbs is going to get uncomfortable, but here we go.
I won't. I'm getting better.
Okay. Yeah, man. It's just sort of, you guys obviously fly your own flag, but that flag, like, the DNA is sort of half, you know, you're doing something extraordinary, and the other half is, like, this total modesty, which I think makes you way cooler. I don't know, it's sort of that juxtaposition between the fantastic and the super grounded, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, man, thank you so much. That is like the sweetest thing you could possibly say to us, I feel.
Coming from, like, a guy from you, like, coming from you, who, you know, we obviously respect like crazy. Yeah, thanks. Like, it means I don't want to diminish people who, you know, it just means a lot coming from someone like you who respects what it is, you know, respects.
I feel like you see it, and you see us.
Yeah,
we're just fucking two buddies. We just found this thing, and we're like, man, this is really, really fun. And I love you, man. I love just, like, hanging the fuck out with you. And it's just, I don't know, it's crazy that in this timeline we were able to, like, do the shit that we do in this band. Like,
I know.
I'm really stoked on it.
I know. It's a terrifying thought to think of not having Bergs.
Yeah, well, I mean,
scary.
The beauty is, obviously, that fear is on your radar, but I mean, you know, you guys are here, you've been doing it forever. And as far as I can tell, you're going to be doing it until you can't physically do it anymore.
I hope so.
Right?
I hope so. I say this to Bergs and on my other bands too. There's a bit of our lives are evolving and changing, and, like, I don't ever want to stop doing this. It does get harder and harder to do, but I'm happy that I have people around me who evolve and still Because truly, like if Bergs didn't push this wouldn't happen. We'd still be a band. It's not like we're never not going to be a band, but releasing an album is a very cool event. It takes a lot of work, and I don't want to stop releasing records. I don't know how and when the next things are going to come out and on what scope they'll be, but I don't want to stop, because it's just we made something from nothing. Ideas, and it's a real thing that two people made. It's like a living thing. It doesn't exist, but it does exist. It's this thing that could exist forever. I don't want to stop doing that. Like, this thing is dope. It's fucking awesome. It's really cool.
Yeah, well, it's like all of that plus the fact that, like, you guys and any musician, like, we didn't collect baseball cards. We played in bands, or maybe we did that too, but you know what I mean, right? I mean, some people have a stamp collection. Other people played in bands. Other people did theater or played hockey or whatever. This happened to be the thing that you guys put your time into. So it's like, you could be 50, you could be 60, and it's like, well, what the fuck do you expect us to do? This is what we've always done, right?
It is a funny thought for me to think of just down the timeline. There will, and I've said this so many times, there'll be a point where, like, we can't lug this gear. Like, to lug 810s downstairs at 60, I don't know if you physically can. But I hope to get to that point where we're like, wow, we can't do this. We literally cannot physically get these cabs down these stairs.
Yeah, we drove it until the wheels like literally fell off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although there might be some crazy modern science at that point where you can like have like exoskeleton,
maybe,
some RoboCop shit.
We can go back to that show in Cambridge and just start from there all over again.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Man, as if that was your first show. I love that. I love that I was there, man. That's so fucking cool.
That is really cool, man. It's really, it's sick that you were there at that show. Yeah. My buddy Rigo threw that show. Shout out to Rigo. Said Music's Embrace, which is a great title for like a company that does shows.
Yeah, dude.
It is an embrace.
Wait, what was the name again? Music's Embrace?
Music's Embrace. It was a big stinky embrace, but it was what it was.
Yeah, dude. I remember that being like one of those shows where there's a lot of bands on it, I think.
I'm sure he has the flyer, man. I could probably.
Dude, I would love to see that or grab a copy or.
Seven-Sided Animal, they played.
Did Dystopia play? Was that a band that played? Or no?
Seven-Sided Animal changed their name to Dystopia.
Oh, they became that. Oh, I remember a show where one of the dads was adjusting the monitor, but.
That was it. No,
that was the Holiday Inn show.
Oh, yeah.
And like whatever.
Oh, no, they changed their name to Seven-Sided Animal. They were
from
Dystopia.
Oh, that's right.
But they didn't realize that there's like the Bay Area Dystopia that like a million people have fucking heard of.
Dude, there's a Tugnut band in California right now.
Really?
Young kids. One
really?
T, like straight up spelt Tugnut. Where it's funny where we could write them like, hey, you guys need merch? We'll send you some fucking tees.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome.
Actually, do we have shirts anymore?
Yeah.
Maybe we do.
Youth large.
Yeah,
the youth large is like the bane of every band. Like, why did we print these stupid fucking youth larges?
Oh, dude, that or even smalls. It's like nobody into anything I've ever done wears a small.
Yeah. That was like some hopeful thinking. Like the kids are gonna love us.
Yeah, maybe like an attractive thin lady. No.
Yeah. No,
not the case.
Yeah, the fader of like you start and you've got like youth small, youth medium, youth large, and the largest you have is XL. It like migrates up until now it's like you have like a 4XL shirt down to like maybe
medium.
A few smalls.
Yeah, it's that's hilarious. I definitely have boxes and boxes of merch. I feel like there's got to be, I don't know, maybe we get a booth at the next punk rock flea market or something.
And just fucking get a shirt cannon and just shoot people in the face with it.
That's a great idea. Oof. They have one. They rent one at Sherwood Music.
You can rent a t-shirt cannon?
Yeah, you can load either t-shirts or hot dogs in it. Right? Man, I asked the guy and he said
that's such a spectrum. Like t-shirts
and nothing else.
That's the only two things you would shoot out of a cannon. The guy, I was dead set in building one, and he said it was like all in. It was like a $1,400 rig.
Wow.
Because it's like compressed air.
That's amazing.
We need one though.
Yeah. We'll have to run some tests though. I'd hate to.
We got to call Mythbusters.
Yeah, be like death by tug nut shirting.
Jesus, yeah.
You know.
Oh, you know what's cool? Just as there's a friend of ours who I think he's gonna do it, right? Release cassettes of the tug nut stuff.
He is,
Really?
yeah, the Tug Nut discography.
Yeah, Marc, right?
Yeah,
Marc Tremblay.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Tone Zone.
Yeah, which is
Tone Zone Records.
Yeah, yeah.
it's sick.
Yeah, shout out to Marc Tremblay, man.
Yeah, the
That
dude's
dude's
the best.
awesome.
We're playing with them, Quiet Earth in Ajax on
Sweet.
the 10th, September 10th. Yeah, there's a bunch of shows coming up. We got Kitchener, Ajax, Montreal, Ottawa, Windsor, Hamilton,
Guelph.
Yeah.
and then I'm sure there'll be more that pop up. But yeah, if anyone listening is in those areas, come to the show.
Come through.
Yeah,
Show up.
come party. Yeah, I'll definitely be at Onyx, man. I can't wait.
It's an early show, too, which rules.
Yes.
That's the best.
Fucking right.
I love
Hell
it.
yeah.
Dude, why? I guess I understand from a bar's standpoint, they want people there late. But aside from that, dude, I want to be done at 9. I want to be in bed at 10.
Totally.
We can still do a 6 show. We'll still play it just as hard, if not harder.
I feel like that model works, though, because, if you're going to see a show, yeah, you want it to be done early. You're not out, the music and sort of artsy-fartsy, I want to see something original that's going to move me crowd doesn't want to be out till 2 a.m.
No.
The people who are just like, I want to hear fucking house music and get fucked up, those people want to be out.
Yeah.
Which is...
They can go on after us.
That's what I mean. It works out perfectly.
We'll be the appetizer.
Yeah. I think that's kind of how it goes at a lot of bars now, right? Because they can kind of, double dip.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have to have a, because, yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I think a lot of the live show going types, nothing of value happens after midnight.
No.
Like, and if it does, like, I guess I'm talking back to my drinking days, but for a lot of people that still go and party and drink, like, even you could have the greatest band on planet Earth play at 12:30 and they're not going to fucking remember because they're
No
hammered.
doubt. I know.
So
maybe it's just us though. I'm doubtful. I feel like it's a minority that's like, I want to see a band. I want a show to start at 11.
Yeah, no doubt.
Maybe there are, but I don't feel that at all. It sucks for the bands when it's like, yeah, you guys are on at 12:45. You'd be like, just fucking shoot me. Shoot me in the face because I'm gonna be home at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And it has to come through in the banter or the performance, right? Where you're just kind of like, yeah, what the fuck's going on? All right, this next one, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
At least there's got to be a sense of it. Like, I'm not the only one who's tired, right? I'm sure there, like truth serum, there'd be everyone like hand up, like, yeah, I'm tired.
I'm tired, and there's 4 of you.
Yeah, and there's 6 bands left.
Yeah.
Maybe over time, Facebook will have this like, Bluetooth fMRI abilities, so you could like literally just like point it at a crowd and see what everyone's like right into. It would just be like, everyone here is tired. I know, even if you're not going to admit to it, your brainwaves are all telling you that you're fucking tired.
Yeah.
And this sucks, and you want us to not play another song. So good night.
Yeah, or just like roll out the cots, and we'll do like, I don't know, some kind of like ambient jam.
Yeah, totally.
You guys can saw some logs.
This
Who's
year,
ready to saw some fucking logs?
this year I've already been to 3 Blue Jays games.
Yeah.
And man, I've never really gone to baseball games, but now I love it because I'm sitting down. It's so sick. I'm like, this rules. I'm sitting down. I'm not standing. If I had to stand up, I would not go.
Yeah. Well, when you get the crowd trying to do the wave all day, I'm just like, nah, man, I'm old. Good.
That rules. Nope. It ends here.
Not doing it.
Just call me the levy.
You said you have a band jam. Like, I don't want to go longer than you want. Like, just let us know, host.
Yeah, we'll probably wrap
I'm
up
happy.
soon.
I'm chilling. I'm like, let's go for
know,
4
I
hours,
know.
bro. I don't give a shit.
It's the voice of reason versus the impulsive, requirement to like fucking just have a good time with you guys, man. I mean, it's not a requirement. It's just what I want to do.
I have an idea. Let's rapid fire your questions and see how fast.
Yeah, let's do it.
You get one
Well,
sentence.
Okay.
All right, I got to get my auctioneer on. Actually, there is one question I do have to get out of the way, just because it's a question I pose to the listeners every episode, and I like to get my guest take as well. So today's question is, what is your favorite music venue?
Ooh. good question.
Ooh.
I'd say Turbo House. That comes to mind.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Turbo House
Turbo
in Montreal.
House in Montreal. Run by genuine people who give a shit about having a legit, well-run venue. And it's not enormous, so, it's not daunting. Sounds amazing. It's like the perfect venue. Yeah.
It's run by an old, jaded touring musician like us.
Perfect.
Oh, man. Like, it's literally just plug and play. He's like one of us.
Yeah.
Doesn't want a late show. Doesn't want a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Wants reasonable set times, reasonable door times, reasonable everything.
Good back line if you need a back line. Yeah, Turbo House, man. Turbo House. I can't really think of anything better than Turbo House for us. Doors Pub I like Doors Pub in Hamilton just because I feel like when I sit at the kit in Doors Pub, it sounds amazing. Just however, it's a tiny, tiny room.
Yeah, it's super small.
Super
It's
small.
cool.
It's fucking great, man. And Tyler there is a sweetheart and has always supported everything we've ever done. Yeah, I'd say Turbo House, Doors Pub, those are mine.
Turbo House. Yeah. I agree.
Very cool. All right. Let's see here.
Is this weird that we're doing that? Because I just thought I
No,
was like,
not really.
You put work into this, so yeah, I like this idea of.
Well,
I want to see your questions like come to light.
It's true, but I will say, like, just in chatting, we have hit a lot of them,
Word.
just in a roundabout way,
Okay, then.
which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd way prefer that than,
Yeah, for sure.
No, that's
rapid
cool, yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
At least I would. But.
I think that was it. I just didn't want to see your hard work go to.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I appreciate it. I mean, here's a fun one. So, are there any musicians or bands that one of you loves that the other hates?
Oh, that's such a good question.
That's a great question.
Um,
That you, yeah.
off the top of my head, Head PE. I think Head PE is dog shit. Dog shit. But you know what? You know what? That being said, I love it. I love it too.
There is a now, okay, but Broke by Head PE, I like that album. I think it's a good album for its time, catchy, well produced, etc., etc. There's a record, I forget what is it called, Made in America or something, that is hilariously bad.
Is that the one with "Wake up, motherfucker, wake up"?
You're not
Punk rock, bitch, you just a punk. Yeah, that one's
Yeah,
Nice.
that one's so bad it's good.
Like Juggalo shit. I feel like they do play like Gathering of the Juggalo.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just desperate for
Yeah.
for
Oh,
sales
yeah.
or whatever relevancy, so they found their market.
It's very juggalized.
Oh man, there's got to be a band that you like that I don't like.
I don't know. I can't answer this for you.
You know,
I don't have the answer.
Maybe
Jurassic.
not bands, but like who is it? Longmont Potion.
Yeah, Longmont Potion Castle.
Bergs loves it. I'm not the biggest fan. It's not a band, but it's like kind of Jerky Boys type-ish things.
You ever heard Longmont Potion Castle?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel
It has
I
its
love
moments. There are moments that are fucking great, but there's it's not my thing.
So like sketch comedy?
No, he crank calls people, but he's unlike, I feel like Jerky Boys is very like offensive and like to the jugular.
Yeah.
He is, to me, he's like an artist. His use of the English language is so ridiculous. He never swears at people, but he'll like say the most silly things. Like I'll have to I won't do it any justice, but I'll have to send you one. I cannot get enough of it. This guy has been doing it since like the 80s. And he's got such a calm demeanor to him, but yeah, I know Steve is always like, I don't really get it.
There's some gold in there, but there's also for me some just shit. But
Okay, well, I need to hear this. Yeah, please send me a link or something at some point.
I will. I will for sure.
I mean, Head PE, I've definitely heard. Hey bartender, hit me with the double.
that's a great song.
yeah.
I like that song.
I got to admit, that is a guilty pleasure. Not that I really believe in guilty pleasures, but I will put on Broke like every, I feel like 10 years or something.
You can
and I'll
put
be
it
like,
on,
you know what?
And
This sucks, but I'm into it.
the
Like,
songs I think are they're new metalish stuff, but they're not shitty nu metal songs. They're good nu metal songs. If that is a sentence that can exist.
There's a lot of new metal that you're into that I'm like, that I feel like is like a big nostalgia thing for you. I could be wrong. Like, I don't know how many of those albums you've revisited, but a lot.
Like Cold. Yeah, Cold's cringy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But was that Stupid Girl? Was
Yes.
that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
American Head Charge, I think, wrote the best nu metal album ever.
Yeah.
With their Art of War or War of Art.
Yeah, dude.
Art of War.
Rick Rubin produced it, and like
I think
each song
that's
flowed
the
into
peak
the next one
of nu metal.
Yeah.
That album. But I don't think maybe you dig it.
No, I didn't. I got their first one that you said was like not the right one.
Oh, that's right. Trepidation or something. Or Trep something.
That's a really good question, man.
That's
You should ask that to every.
I do. I try to ask it whenever I can, just to get a little shade getting tossed around.
Nice.
It's fun.
What's your favorite? What would you say your favorite band is?
Portishead.
I fucking hate them. they're the fucking worst. Portishead is trash.
Posers.
Nice.
Rookies.
Posers.
Rookies. Oh, that's awesome. I remember my first fucking band. Oh, that's awesome.
I was about to like throw some like shade at your appearance because you're a Portishead fan, but I couldn't think of like what does a Portishead fan caricature.
Oh.
I don't think I dove in too
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
Nice.
That's a hard band to...
Horn-rimmed glass.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. Skinny jeans.
No doubt. No kidding.
No, they're beloved by like too many.
There's a
different people.
the live at Roseland Ballroom, I think, in
Yeah.
'97 or something. It's dope to watch because you see who's in the crowd, and it's everybody.
Totally.
Everybody's in the crowd.
Yeah, that was one artist that I feel like was just universal.
I saw them once, and it was the fucking best show I've ever seen.
You were
Really?
baked as shit, weren't you?
I was baked because I
Nice.
went there with my wife, and her prom date was there with his whatever wife, and he had a joint. Bro.
Wait.
You want to hit this? And I was like, yes. And I didn't really smoke weed at
Whoa,
the time.
your wife's prom date?
Viv's prom date was there, yeah.
Like years later kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
no shit.
Like
Okay.
beside us. Like just like she was like, holy shit, buddy, blah, 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 whatever. And he had a joint. We shared the joint, and
Oh, nice.
the best. They could have played forever. Truly.
Yeah.
They could have played forever.
There's definitely those bands that you're just like sad to see walk off the stage.
Oh
It's,
my God. And it was at the Docks? Is that a venue in Toronto?
Yep. I think it's Sound Academy now, or
Rebel.
Oh, it's
Yeah, it's
Rebel,
Rebel
now.
now.
Okay.
Is it on literally at the water's
Yep,
edge?
yeah.
Fuck me, man. That show.
Before
was
we
the
go,
best.
I want to know what's like a religious like live music experience that you've had that you were like,
dude, I just had one actually. I went to go see Failure.
oh no shit,
At the Velvet Underground.
cool.
And it was, I want to say best concert I've ever seen, but it's still kind of too new. I want to reserve the right to say like top 3 or something, but at very least top 3.
Cool, man.
What about you, Berg? Sorry, keep going. Is there like?
I mean,
what
I would
about
say
it?
that and well, it was incredible because I just feel like that band should have been humongous. Like they came up with the likes of like Nirvana and all the bands that did blow up. And they're sort of like revered by all the bands that I think are cool. But I got to see them in a tiny ass little venue.
That's awesome.
So it was fucking crazy, dude. Other than that, the other one I'd bring up is I saw Ween, and Ween's my favorite band
Nice.
of all time. Yeah, that's my answer.
Fucking right, man.
Bergs, what's yours?
You know what? Mine is also too new to like have any sort of like test of time, but I just saw this band Dangers maybe about a month ago, and they've been like one of my favorite bands forever, and they're from LA, so they've never I don't think they've ever played in Canada. But I was excited to see them. They played this fest, and I was like, yeah, this can be awesome. I fucking love this band. And then they started, and I was like, I know like a lot of these fucking words. And it turned into me being that guy who's like up front being like, ah! and like screaming. And there was a point where the singer, who was like really good and like knew when to like do that thing where he's like holding the mic. And then he passes away. And he pointed it at me, and I was just like, I know these words. And I was like, I'm that guy now.
That's literally what you said.
Literally. And I was like, man.
I'm the biggest fan of you guys.
I should have said that. Dangers. Yeah.
You guys are super cool. Super cool.
Some shitty kid's just like, fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Anyways,
the best.
dangerous. That's mine.
There is always that kid at the hardcore
Gary's
show.
a loser.
They throw the mic out and he doesn't know the words. He just goes like, fuck right.
Fuck it.
Go Leafs, go.
Oh, shit.
He's not even paying attention to the music. He's just like in his head. That's like, it's like one of those early echo delays. It's just looping "Go Leafs" in his head. Fucking go Leafs, yeah. Fucking go Leafs. Fucking right. Hey, how's it going, Gary? Go Leafs. Fucking right. Fucking Leafs.
You know, we really got to rally behind the team. They don't have quite enough
He
of
gets
a
the
fan
band to shut
base.
down. He's like, keep it down. That's something to say.
Leafs Nation.
Yeah, this is like, so you put the mic in my face, so here's my chance to be famous.
Hey, shut up back there. I'm trying to say something about the Leafs.
I feel like since COVID, there's been a downturn in turnout and the ratings.
I love it.
So, like, go Leafs, go.
You gotta support the buds.
Fucking buds, dude.
Buds for life.
So you guys have a string of shows coming up, and I will, as much as I could totally do this all fucking night. And we should some other time.
Yeah, Sans
Just
Mike.
do a whole, or
hang.
just a whole podcast of like, go Leafs, go.
Yeah.
We'll start a new podcast literally called that.
Yeah, I'm
Buddy
sure
with
it's
the
not
mic
taken.
at the Danger Show podcast.
Buddy.
Yeah. The Go Leafs, go podcast.
We get like mad subscribers. Leafs forever. It'd be like 10 minutes in, like, these guys don't know nothing about the Leafs.
Yeah.
They're fucking making fun of us.
But they have to call in to tell us. So first time listener, first time caller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really think they peaked with fucking Sedin. No, Sedin, he's on the Canucks. I don't know.
Sundin.
Sundin.
Sundin. Yeah, there we go. I'm far removed from.
Yeah, what about the Leafs Suck podcast? And it's a call-in show. That'd be great. And you have no like substantial evidence. You're just like, listen, roster's fucking stacked this year. You're like, yeah, buddy. Well, they fucking suck. How about that?
That's all
They're
you
gonna,
got. That's
yeah,
all you
yeah.
got.
They're gonna choke, 100%. You don't fucking know what you're talking about.
Well, they fucking, like, history, bud. You know? Like,
It's their year this year, boys.
yeah, just like antagonize like diehard fans.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They blow.
Yeah, with nothing more than that. Yeah.
We went from like, music is so powerful and it's the most beautiful thing, and now we're like, fucking Leafs fucking blow, eh?
Yeah.
That's life, am I right?
Yeah, that's this. We've just perfectly exercised what it's like to be life on a podcast.
Yeah. Well, you know, whether it's hockey or it's music or it's life, you got to keep your stick on the ice.
No matter what,
100%, man.
keep your stick on the ice and buy this fucking record.
Definitely buy this record. And that would be keeping your stick on the ice. If you don't buy this record, 5 for fighting, bud. What can I tell you?
5 for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah.
For fighting, that was quick. I like it.
Hey, thanks, man.
Look at this. This guy's legit, man. He's a
Oh,
sportsman.
I know. Fucking right.
Well, there you have it. The mighty Greber. How can people check out what you're doing online?
Greber.bandcamp's the easiest one. You can order. There's a link tree, which I think is linktr.ee/Greber. But god damn it, it's 2022. Google Greber. And yeah, it'd be great if you can support. You know, like
Just listen if you
if
listen
short
if you
of
like
that,
it.
Yeah.
Fucking right.
Yeah, we
If
got
not,
cassette, CDs,
whatever.
and vinyl and digital, and yeah, if not, listen, and that's it. That's all we can ask for.
Do your thing.
We had a fun time doing it, and I'm happy it exists, and I love you, and I love you, Mark, and
Love you.
I'm blessed. Truly.
Well, fuck yeah. I love you guys too, man. Welcome back anytime. So glad we could do all this together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a fucking blast. Again, I could go on for hours, and, you know, that's why we need to do a round, you know, well, I guess it would be 2, but probably for Vargs and I, it would be like round 17 at this point.
Hey, I'm down anytime.
Yeah. Long story long. Love you guys. We need to do this again. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, man.
The last thing I do in the walk show is plug 2 tunes. What tune you want to spin?
I don't know. What tune do you want to spin?
Shit.
I haven't sent it over yet, so because I fucking space case.
Fix it in post, man.
I really like Fabricated,
Okay.
but mostly because we have our buddy Kevin Keegan. Do you know Keegs? He used to
don't
play in a
believe I
bunch of
do.
bands, and he still does. Dead Quiet, and that would be mine. But I don't know, Bergs. I don't know. We could do like something that's not like a single.
Yeah, I don't know.
You decide. You decide. You decide.
I can't.
You have to.
Oh,
Please
don't
do this
make
for
me.
me. You decide. SpongeBob meme 12 hours later.
I'd probably say maybe Nosebleed. I like that one.
Cool.
Nosebleed and Fabricated Purpose.
Perfect.
Those are the two, and I'll send them over to you.
Is it two of our tracks or
We
like?
will do 2.
Okay.
We will do that.
Did you say
'cause-
2 or did you say 1?
Well, I plugged 2 tracks, but the other one is a different artist.
crap.
So we're gonna plug 3 today because
No.
this is a special one, man.
Plug 8. Let's go.
We're gonna do 3. 2 by the mighty Greber. 1 by today's double feature preacher artist Taking Balfour with their new single Neptune. And can't say it enough. Love you guys. Thank you
Love
so
you too,
much,
buddy.
Love you too, man.
The best.
And to the listeners, thank you so much for your time. Catch you next time.